friends. Hope you're doing well. So today I was talking to my girlfriend about how I feel like I've kind of just been coasting a lot the last couple weeks, maybe a couple months even. If I'm being honest, I feel like I've really been coasting a lot. Kind of maybe ever since COVID, a little bit past that. Like I had a really good run there where I was doing daily ASMR and I was still kind of active, but up until recently, I haven't even updated my website with my professional work since January of 2020, which, that was kind of before COVID happened, and I, just haven't been doing a lot of shooting new stuff for myself and showing that off. I haven't really been networking very well, and then, if you watched my video yesterday, those are kind of three big things if you want to be a freelancer, is you have to make stuff, show it to people, and then keep up your network, stay on people's radar. And I haven't really been doing any of those three things. And so I was talking to her about an article I read from a guy named James Clear. If that name sounds familiar to you, he wrote a book called Atomic Habits that everybody in the self-development space has lost their mind over, and I agree it's an amazing book. You should read it if you haven't. I highly recommend it. It's a great book. But he writes a lot of stuff. I've been following him since before he wrote that book. I don't know how I found him, maybe on Twitter or something. But I've been subscribed to his email list for a long time, and this is one that came up on his Instagram again, and I think it's actually from Atomic Habits. But he describes something as motion versus action. And so I'll just read you a brief summary of that. You can actually look at jamesclear.com. I don't know if you can read any of this, but just type in motion versus action, you'll find it. Anyway, so he says, when you're in motion, you're planning and strategizing and learning. Those are all good things, but they don't produce a result. Action, on the other hand, is the type of behavior that will deliver an outcome. And then he lists some examples. Well, one of my favorite examples, I think, is if I go to the gym and ask about getting a personal trainer, that's motion. But if I get under the bar and start squatting, that's action. Or if I study for a test and prepare for the research project, that's motion. If I actually take the test or write the paper, that's action. And so I've been thinking about that, and it's like, that's almost exactly what I was saying, about why I feel like I'm kind of stuck lately, is that I've been spending all this time thinking and researching and not enough time with my butt in the seat here or my butt in the seat over there, doing actual work, making work, showing off the work, and staying with the network, And so it's kind of like, I guess I didn't, I knew that, but I didn't know that at the same time for this long time. I think I just have not been aware of how much, motion I've been doing. It all feels productive. I've got, and I'm not exaggerating, probably thousands of pages of notes, scripts, just stuff. I spend all this time making all this stuff, and then I don't make the stuff, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, so it's time to stop doing that. And I just trying to come up with an idea, a way to explain what I need to be doing kind of to my girlfriend. And I came up with a couple of analogies, and I feel like that's one of the things I do well, is come up with analogies that seem to click for people, or at least myself. And it finally kind of clicked that motion for me is all the stuff I've been doing is watching hockey. And it's like, I can watch hockey all day long, but that doesn't make me a better hockey player. That doesn't put pucks in the net. Whereas action is shooting the puck. And for that, when you think about shooting the puck, you shoot the puck towards the net. It might be a good shot, it might be a crappy shot. There might be any number of factors that get in the way of shooting the puck. You can miss, wide. The goalie could stop it. It could hit somebody in the shin. It could, hit one of your own players. There's so many things. You could flub. Your stick could break as you're shooting it. And so it's very much that Wayne Gretzky sort of, Wayne Gretzky said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." And Michael Scott is famously quoted as quoting Wayne Gretzky. If you watch The Office, you'll get that. But, and so I was thinking, like, I haven't been shooting pucks. I haven't been making attempts to make stuff. I haven't, it's like, I'm thinking about, like, some of the work that's, like, my favorite work, and it's like, I don't do a lot of that type of work anymore, and it's stuff that I really wasn't paid to do. It was stuff that I kind of just did for fun or to experiment and be like, what happens if I do this? What happens if I put a light over here and shoot this? And there's reasons for some of it. I've gotten a lot older. I'm 36 now, and I don't, I can't go to, like, concerts. I've been to so many concerts, and I still like shooting really good bands, but I'm so jaded that, like, my barometer for what's a good live performance is so high anymore that, like, I just feel like a washed up kind of asshole, like, just sitting in the back, like, entertain me. And you're like, there's still bands that can, if you need some names. Pup, P-U-P, Pup the band. Ooh, so good. Tiny Moving Parts, also amazing. Baroness always kills it. I've really wanted to see Dev Heaven. Everything I've seen of their live stuff is like, oh yeah. But I think it's like I was spoiled because I saw, like, the Dillinger Escape Plan and the Chariot live. And when you see two bands like that are just batshit insane, for lack of a better term, like, it sets the bar to, like, an impossible standard of, like, these people went out there every single night and probably did permanent damage to themselves every single tour. And you're like, yeah, okay. That's amazing. They bled for their art, and it's like it fit the music. And so there's still bands that do that, but they're like, this, I don't know. But that's neither here nor there. And so it's the realization that, like, when I came up with that analogy, like, thinking about hockey games I've played, and I've played in hundreds of hockey games at this point in my life, and realizing that looking at the shots on net counter, it's very much like we might score 3 goals on 30 shots, and it's like a 1 in 10. It's like, so you have to take 10 shots before you get the puck in the net. But the thing of it is like, you can't think of all the shots in isolation. Like, you're gonna have good shots, you're gonna have bad shots, and I always say this on the bench, and I think this is the important point, is that every time you shoot, the goalie has to respond, the goalie has to work, and you're also kind of learning a little bit about yourself, how you shoot, how you can shoot better, how the goalie's gonna react to you. And so, without the 27 shots, the 3 that went in might not have gone in, because you make the goalie tired. You learn something of, like, oh, this goalie goes down easy, or oh, this goalie's got a really good glove hand. And so you can kind of apply that to any effort you're doing, in that, like, if you want to make YouTube videos, for example, the audience, the algorithm, people say the algorithm a lot, but really at the end of the day, the algorithm is just the audience. Like, the algorithm is as geared to what they think the audience wants to see as possible. And if you make the audience happy, you make the algorithm happy. It's kind of takes care of itself. And so the audience is kind of the goalie. And so it's like, what does the audience want to see? And, like, does the audience go down, or, is there no low shelf? Like, you can't shoot the puck low, because the goalie's gonna suck that right up, And so, I don't know. I think it's a good analogy. I think I found a good analogy for it. And it's like, I just need to be shooting pucks. I need to get on the ice. I need to shoot pucks. I need to just disregard things and realize that it's all building towards something. All those shots, I'm learning. I'm tiring out the goalie. Eventually, you can't shoot 100 pucks in a game and not score a couple goals. Like, that's just impossible. Like, 1 or 2 of them is gonna sneak in. And so, I don't know, that's kind of where I'm at, sort of. the more I talk about it, I think the more the analogy starts to I see holes in it, and I'm like, I don't want to pick this apart because I like it and I'm excited about it. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I want to be taking action. I want to be shooting pucks. I want to stop the motion. I want to go forward. And I think realizing that and realizing that's my methodology when I'm playing hockey is I'm on the ice. If I have an open shot, I'm almost always going to take it. I don't wait for the perfect moment because almost all my goals are scored on, there's so few that are just laser beams that are exactly where I wanted them. Most of the time it's a crappy shot that sneaks past. And if you think about your successes in life, I'll bet you a lot of them were off crappy shots that snuck past the goalie. And the idea is that you just have to be okay missing the net. You just have to be okay with the goalie robbing you blind. You could take a laser beam from the perfect position from a one-timer that is cross ice, and the goalie might still rob you blind. And you just have to be okay with that. And I think it's part of the fun. It's part of the excitement is that, if everything was super easy like that, if you just had a super high success rate, it'd be boring. So I'm getting out there. I'm going to start taking more shots. And I hope that you do the same. And, that's where I'm at today. So that's my self-development, whisper ramble, whatever you want to call this. Yeah, go shoot some pucks. So that's all I got today. I hope you're doing well, and if not, well, I hope that turns around very real soon. And if you want it to turn around, shoot the puck. Don't get scared. Make it a good shot. Take the half second to make it a good shot, but don't spend all day because the goalie's gonna square up to you and see it coming from a mile away. So there you go. There's my advice. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.